with our new project that we haven't unveiled to our audience yet. At least, but I'm not gonna hold it down, innit? But at least, no one.
I'm gonna cut this from the video. What's happening, everyone? My name is Adrian, and welcome back to What the Pun. Today we have Ronald on the call.
Yo, guys, what's up? I'm very tired.
And basically, we've got Ronald back here again because we're doing another update on Tappy, our first project car. And basically, we're at a point where we can almost say Tappy is ready. So we're going to go over a few things. Well, Ronald has been working mad hard. He's, since this third lockdown, Ronald has been at it non-stop, and he's basically at a point where we can almost say Tappy is ready, and Tappy is almost ready for her MOT and to be road legal once again. So, I mean, do you have anything to say for after all your hard work, Ronald?
I want a holiday.
Don't we all? I like a holiday. I've been hoping for like a nice trip this year. Like eventually, once everything calms down, I think every one of us we deserve a nice break.
I think the thing what I've taken away, I mean, we're not completely there yet, but I can honestly say that it's nice to have something like this to just keep me busy whilst the world is just going to the toilet. So many different things are going on in the world, and I'm like, you know what? It's not important. I got work to do.
And damn straight, you've been like, my phone has been, since this third lockdown, my phone has been like, wait, we're on the third one, right? Yeah. It feels like I've literally, like, it always feels like we're on like this lockdown business is just mad. But my phone has been non-stop since this lockdown, and every day I'm getting updates from you, and bless you, you've been working so hard and you've been doing some good work.
I mean, it's like this, right? It's the stuff that I had when I realised that we're going into another lockdown. I was like, okay, cool. This is going to be a bit annoying because we're going to be out of work for ages. Won't be able to catch up with my peeps. However, I was like, cool. I've been blessed with a whole bag of time, so let's make this count. So yes, I have been blowing up your phone every single day since before Christmas, giving you little snippets because let's be honest, Tappy had been slept on for about 2 months, where I just didn't know where to go with the project, because I was like, I've got too many roadblocks. I had a lot of help from a friend of mine kind of pointing me in the right direction, and since then it's just been go. And I said, I have to get this car done by the time we come out of lockdown. So it's always been a low-key like race against time, even though we now know that we've probably got at least a month of this at the time of this recording.
Well, it's all a matter of, like, wait and see, and depending on what the government are doing and just what the numbers are all saying with what's all of this going on in the world. But I think, a major thing I feel like you've achieved in terms of Tappy is, not the engine, because the engine, you knew what you needed to do to get that running smoothly and normally again. But I think the major thing that got sorted out on Tappy was the gearbox, basically. And we all thought it was just just doing a bit of adjustments, doing some bushing, but it looks like you had to, you shared some videos with me, and it looks like you had to completely take that apart. And I'll start off by just showing everyone the video you sent me of after you completed all the work, and then you can tell us a bit about what you've done and how you got to that point, basically. All right, let's get this video up. I hope this works. Can you see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
I'm intrigued to think what video you're gonna play.
I had to cut it a bit, just so it goes.
Oh shit! Alright, I feel like I'm 4. Right, so clutch down, first gear,
second, third.
Yeah, I remember this one.
It was a fourth, fifth.
When did this video take?
Middle.
Ages.
I ain't gonna lie, bro.
Just before Christmas.
I think I got it.
I remember
I
sitting back
genuinely
like,
think I've
The
got
key
it.
moment's
Try
coming.
again.
The key moment's
So
coming.
clutch down.
I
First,
did it.
solid.
I bloody did it.
Little bit of play.
Something like that.
Second, third, fourth, fifth. Things holding, nothing's broken. I think I got it. I think I fucking got it.
Oh, I didn't even tell you. I can't find some of the bolts for the seat. I'm missing some screws for the seat. It's just Phillips screws, but I'm like, I have no idea where it's somewhere in the garage. I can't
God.
find where I put this bag of screws. So.
Oh, I guess this might delay Tappy being back on the road.
No, it's not. I've got. See, this is the beautiful thing with cars, right? You can just go to B&Q and just buy like the bolts and the screws that you need. Like it may not be, blue,
The
but
exact one.
Not the exact one, but hey, it works. So.
But in regards to that video, sorry you couldn't hear the audio, but that video's when I received that video from you, it was like a massive weight off my shoulders. It felt like okay, I can see the end goal now, and just knowing that the gearbox was sorted, it was like, damn, Tappy's almost ready. And then at the end of the video, I could just hear from your voice just how happy he was as well. It's like, it was literally like, you're like, oh my gosh, all this weight is off my shoulders and this gearbox is actually done. It's like out of so long of trying to sort out this gearbox.
Yeah, it started. I think I stopped working on it probably back end of September last year, because I was just like, okay, we got another car in the fleet. There's a we thought on that particular car that it was going to be like, change the timing belt, car will start running again, happy days. Turns out not really, but that's an update for another video. But that particular part then caused me to just spend all my time on that project, and I kind of just put put Tappy just on axle stands, and I just left it outside. Mold was starting to build up again until we figured out, why that was a thing, which is good. And it was just like, I just felt so kind of dejected. So, having a little tip from my mate is, he said, right, just put the car in. Basically, what we did is I put the gearbox in reverse. Then I undid the gear linkage cables, right? But then the gear stick was still not in alignment. And on the way the Golfs are built, in order to get to the actual gear linkage housing, you have to drop the exhaust. And obviously I've never dropped the exhaust before on a car, one. And two, the bolts on the bottom of the exhaust manifold, where it connects to the catalytic converter, were very, very corroded. Obviously they would be. So that was a ball ache in itself, trying to get that off. And then I eventually did manage to get everything out, which was cool. And I remember you remember that video when you was at FAMS, and I was showing you and that was really cool, because I was like, okay, cool, now I understand how this is all put together. And actually, to be fair, there was nothing I needed to change inside. All I needed to do is just put it in reverse and then install it back in the car, because the gearbox is set to reverse, the gear linkage sets to reverse, so then they're all married up, and then that was it.
Damn.
Yeah, I know, I make it sound really straightforward, but oh my god, that took me the best part of a week and a half to figure that out. Yeah, it was long.
How did you feel from doing the first tests on that gearbox?
It was, I mean,
was it a big milestone for you? Did you feel like it was a big milestone?
I did. I felt like this car has taken. I'll tell you what it was, right? It was, and I remember experienced this when I was doing my build on the Z3 last year. Is when you're dealing with these cars, right? There's always a point where you're like, I don't know where to go from here, because either I'm stuck, either I need a particular part, or either I need a particular level of expertise. But then once you overcome that, then you're like, wow, this is actually. Now everything's now starting to fall into place. So from the time I recorded that video and sent it to you to now the progress of where the car is right now, that's actually a lot shorter than the time that I'd left it. Because it was probably, I don't know, probably about 6 weeks ago I sent that video to you. And in the 6 weeks since then, we've also had to go back to work and put in a shift there. And then obviously the restrictions happened in the run up to Christmas, so it's like, okay, cool, that's more time to spend. The weather's been absolutely shocking. I've had such little time of daylight hours to work on this car. Like, you've seen how many videos I've had where I've had my
Lights
outside
on
lights.
lights. Yeah.
When it's raining, I've had like this kind of makeshift tarpaulin like over the bonnet so I can still work into the night. I mean, I got told off by my neighbour like last month because I was banging until like 11 o'clock at night in the garage with the door closed, but I didn't realise that the sound had travelled. And I'm detached from my neighbour, and my neighbour just texts me, he's like, can you keep the noise down please? I felt so bad, but I'm like, this was all part of like just one mission: get this car working again. Otherwise we're gonna have to call it quits, and I really didn't want to do that. So yeah, big relief when that happened, definitely.
And another thing I felt like, you know, was a big relief is like, you know, we're both like umming and ahhing for such a long time whether or not to get like, well, a new front wing, because of the amount of rust and the hole on that front wing was like, you know, and neither of us having done
it was massive. It was like this big. It's huge.
And neither of us having any bodywork experience before, and then, you know, the logical thing for us was to just get a wing, but then we didn't want to, you know, spend more and more on this car. And you being so brave, jumping in, is like just giving bodywork, you know, a try, and then the results you showed me, I'd say it is very good, especially for someone that's trying it for the first time. And I'm gonna scroll over to some of the clips you sent me for some before and after stuff, just to give everyone a bit of perspective as to how far you've come with this bodywork repair. And so I think this first video is for some before.
Oh god, yeah, is that where it's... Yes. It looks really bad when you look at it. Yeah,
but
this is when I'd sanded everything down.
But it actually does look very bad, because like you know, without you having to take this wing off, we wouldn't have known how bad it is gone. Because like at first I thought it was just where that hole was, and then until you take it off and sanded things down, it actually is a lot worse than we thought.
Yeah, they tell you, you know, when to kind of call it quits, or don't make your work area bigger than it actually is. But on this particular car, there was rust along the whole wing or whole arch, and I'm like, well, I'm not going to just do that one little bit and not do the rest of it. So I was like, sorry, I'll just do the whole bottom half of the wing, build it back up. And
basically, I think this next video is where we're at now with the wing.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for get the color coded spray, which I'll get towards the end of the month, and then I can crack on.
I think at the bottom, these bits here just needs a bit of
basically there's a Dremel. I need to find it somewhere in this house. I've got a Dremel drill that's basically just gonna make that all in line all the way around, because basically what you see there is like body filler, mesh behind it, and then primer on top of that. But I left it like that on purpose, because I'm like, okay, let's just actually make sure everything sticks. So basically I've shown this to you. I've got a little tiny hairline fracture where the fiberglass meets the raw metal, and I've put so much filler, and on the back I've put extra filler. Like, it's still there, but it's just not as bad. It's holding. So I'm like, do you know what? It's my first attempt. I'm not gonna like shoot myself over it. Just carry on, once it sprays, it should be okay.
Yeah. So, you know, it looks like it's all coming together. Like, we're basically, you know, this wing's coming together. We just need to do a little bit on both of the doors. We got just sort out the boot, the bonnet catch, and just a few trim bits on the inside and the missing window, and that's all. That's pretty much it, really. That's
pretty much it. The rest of it. So the aim is the next stage is to do the bare minimum to get this car through an MOT, because whilst things are restrictions as they are, it's okay in my mind, to spend a little bit more time just perfecting this car. Like, I know I had this idea that we were going to like fix the car and then flip it pretty much straight away. Once we do our road trip to Nürburgring, obviously. But
because this is still the car you want to take to Nürburgring.
this is still the. I'm not. Listen, I've been watching. You know me. I've been watching these bloody Nürburgring videos. I ain't taking one of the other cars there. I don't trust myself. I'd rather a car that I've put a lot of love into, but I haven't put a lot of money into, is the car that I will take there.
Okay.
And I will not drive like an idiot. I'll drive very, very sensible.
So it's going to be a hot hatch Nürburgring trip.
Basically, yes. You can choose which car you want to of yours you want to take, but I'm definitely taking Tappy, and I think it'll be a nice kind of like farewell trip before I get rid of it, because it's like you know, it's the first project car. I've spent a lot of time. I've been not cursing it, but there are just times I'm just like, you're just so annoying. Like we say that the engine was pretty much okay, but there was a point where once I'd stuck everything back together, the car just kept stalling. And I'm like, what is going on here? And then I looked back at some old videos that we recorded. This is why it's really good to record your progress and realize, oh, actually, the reason why this car has started and was running a bit rough is because the MAF sensor wasn't connected. And the MAF sensor that we had on the car already was faulty. So every time the MAF sensor was connected, it just didn't know what... It was just sending too much air and leaning out the engine, and then it cut out. Changed the MAF sensor. Oh, it's been fine ever since.
Hey.
Still got vacuum leaks and stuff. But vacuum leaks ain't causing the car to rough idle. Like, it's just... Well, actually, no, it's called it to rough idle, but it's not losing too much power. It's still... I just need to kind of sort out... It's a lot of old pipes. It's an old car. And also another thing to answer why I decided let's do the bodywork is purely because parts are actually, though they're easy to get because it's a Golf, we didn't want to have a different colour from what we wanted, and we were seeing wings for this car, same colour code, for like £100, which was a quarter of what we paid for the car, and that shouldn't even sit right with me, man. So I was like, no, I'll do it myself. See how it turns out. What's the worst that can happen?
I'm glad you persevered.
Me too. I learned a new skill because I wouldn't have. You know me, bro. I wouldn't have done that now. And I think with our new project that we haven't unveiled to our audience yet, at least but I'm not going to hold it down, innit? But at least no one.
I'm going to cut this from the video.
But at least once I jump onto that, then I've got so much more confidence because I've had a taster of what I need to do.
Yeah. Okay, so would it be safe to say the next time we do a Tappy update video is going to be, that's it, Tappy is ready, Tappy is done, Tappy is complete, and do I dare say this to the audience and promise them that the next video would be us presenting Tappy in her final state?
Yeah, I would say that. We need, in all fairness, once lockdown is ended, by the time lockdown's ended, the car would have been MOT'd and driving, whatever. I basically need to drive the car down to you and just leave it with you. You drive me up home to Stevenage, right? And
why can't you stay? Hang out for a bit.
Well, obviously I'll hang out for a bit, you'll feed me, you know what I mean? But, like, ultimately, I need to leave because ultimately you need to have the car and then just do your finishing touches, as I know you will do. I kind
of feel like if the weather in the next few months is going to be horrendous, it's going to be hard to do some of the bits I want to do anyways. I don't know, we'll decide anyways. We'll see how it goes. But I feel like, you know, it's safe to say that, you know, next video we do is going to be when we present Tappy in her, you know, final state, and can safely say, you know, she'll have an MOT and she'll be ready to go and be road legal and everything and whatnot. The aim is
Pun, by the time we're both back at work, I'm driving this car to work. That's the aim.
Hey.
Yeah. No, because to be fair, that's kind of what I've been working to. That's why I've been working like tirelessly every single day, just going for it. Because I'm like, I don't know when we're gonna get that call to say, yeah, it's cool, guys, we're going back to work. So that's why I'm just like, that's my goal. That's what I'm working towards.
Bless you, Ronald. But anyways, anything else you want to
add? Yeah, about that holiday, can you give me some time off?
Yeah, sure. I'll speak to my people that know people to sort it out for you. Yeah.
Thank you. Speak to HR in it. Just
Yeah.
Get some annual leave.
Give you a few special shutdown days. Yeah.
Ah, God bless you.
All right. Thank you very much for your time today, Ronald.
Nice one. Appreciate it.
So, anyways, like I said, guys, the next time we do a video on Tappy, that'll be it. That'll be us announcing the completion of Tappy. So stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribed and keeping up to date on what's going on with all our projects. But anyways, really hope you enjoyed today's video. Make sure if you're not already a subscriber to hit that subscribe button and also the notification bell. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. Take care and goodbye.
See you guys.